Yeah, I know it is. So shut the fuck up, cunt.
Oh, I've had enough.
I have to, mate. Let's go.
Why is it the worst day of your life, Lieber?
Because I'm listening to Nugsy saying something, you know? Don't you get like that, mate?
How dare he say
Bloody
things.
Nugsy and that's something.
Let's kick him.
Well, you know, my day wasn't great either. You know, I had to find out
Who
how
gives
hard
a
it was
shit?
to
Nugsy, tell me about your problems,
come out of
mate.
my beard.
My day was shit. I had to go to work, and then it was shit.
Oh, bog off, mate. That sounds horrible.
And then I got home, and then the dog spewed in the laundry, and I had to.
Really?
I almost spewed myself, and then I had to like wash it out with the hose, and then
You had to finger her to teach her a lesson.
oh mate, she got a good one, I tell you.
Oh, good.
And then I sat down and I had dinner, and I started drinking whiskey, and then it was my day.
That sounds delicious.
Oh mate, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I ate it up after she threw up.
What did you actually need? You were going to ask me something and then I rudely interrupted.
You said you had a shit day or something. No, Ed was like, I had a shit day. Wasn't that it?
I don't know, but then you were going to say something and
Oh no, the microphone, Nugsy. Show him the difference. Well,
I can't be changing it again.
Oh,
I was just trying to prove my razor, the mic on my headset isn't as good as my snowball, because that's the same with you, right? Because didn't you buy a new headset and the mic wasn't as good? Aren't you using your old mic?
Yep.
Yeah, because the mic wasn't as good.
But I'm not using the headset at all. I just bought it because I felt like it.
yeah.
Oh, you're not? You're not even using it for audio?
Nope.
Really?
What?
Yep. The other one's just fine. I don't need to use it.
Can I have it?
Hell no, mate. It's
So I don't want it anyway.
It's such a nice
Oh
Piece
my
of
god,
ass.
Lever. I thought you'd at least use it for the sound.
No, mine's already good.
For fuck's sake.
Just
I got backup now, so if I want to go out and look cool, I can wear that.
And yeah, you could not do that because you don't go out.
What? You're right, mate. You got me there.
yeah, he's got a point there.
I have many points.
Speaking of which, Ed, your thing on Saturday.
Yeah, what about it?
I have to leave early depending on how late it actually ends.
It's like you get there at 7 and then you leave at like 7:10.
Yeah, is that okay?
Not 7:10.
11?
Oh, we're not gonna.
12.
12. Sold.
What's the rush?
That's fine, dude. Like,
I can't handle being around Ed. It drives me nuts. Now that he's married, how much I can contain myself?
yeah,
Nachos in your pencil case.
this is sad.
Oh, that was such a great night.
No.
It was. And you threw that pencil case out, you dumbass.
Yep, I did.
All you had to do was wash the pens and pencils, turn it inside out, put it through the washing machine, get your mum to do it even. You would do it. It would be fine.
It was so perfect.
Yeah. And you had
You walked off, Georgie showed you the bathroom, it was just me and Ed. And Ed looked at me, and I looked at Ed.
lovingly into each other's eyes, and then that little
As he
smile
slipped the nachos into your pencil case.
creeped over my dick.
Well, that one has to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Someone has to ruin your life, mate.
When are we ready? I'm ready.
Should we? Okay.
Though I'll try to. I might be a bit silent because I'm eating, so I'm just gonna.
That's
mute
okay.
everything out.
That's
I'm
okay.
drinking, so I'll probably just not.
Jeez, everyone's.
That's all right. Ed can be the one-man show.
Yeah.
It is his thing. After
We'll listen, and we'll be a part of the listeners of the podcast.
All I
Hello,
ask,
listeners.
like to listen.
all I ask is that you guys say hello after I do your introduction.
Hi!
Oh no, I haven't done them yet. Okay, pay attention. Welcome
Hi.
everyone. No. Oh. Gosh, darn it.
Hi. Now?
Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. Welcome everyone.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to In the Bread. This is Nugsy. That was Ed saying, and Lever, who's silently eating.
Hi.
I got these cool names lined up for you to make this even better.
Go with the theme song.
That's
Go
not-
with the phone.
Oh, jeez. Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
Welcome
hi.
to the In the Bread contest. Every week I'm
That's the
screwing
second-
this up. Welcome to the In the Bread podcast. With us tonight, we have the all-natural Nugsy, the incessantly incestual
Incest.
Leber, or aren't we?
Oh, mate, I love that.
Oh, mate, and the
But
master.
she doesn't love me back. Yeah, well.
Oh well, that's why we have Roll Hypnol. And master of perverts, myself, Dead Ed. How are we all doing tonight, gentlemen?
Speaking of incest, I was watching Justified earlier, and there was a scene where like the or the ex-wife of this guy who was in jail, she was screwing her long-distant cousin.
Nice.
Long
Yeah.
distant. It's not really. The blood is so thinned out by that point. I don't think it really matters.
Well, they didn't specify the distance of cousin, but you know, it's in the family.
Dude,
It's in the bread, mate.
I reckon out of everyone here, I probably got the closest to incest in my family. I know you're Lebanese, Leba, but I mean, how do you actually have any incest in your family that you're proud of?
I can tell you, you know one of them, but I can't. I don't think I'm allowed to tell you.
Could you whisper it?
No, I definitely could not say it on this podcast. I definitely could not say it. I might tell you.
Okay,
Could
but
you
how
type
close?
it loudly?
Is it like is it first cousins, third cousins,
Yes.
brother, and first cousins?
Oh, first cousin.
I know a bunch of them that are first.
Is it
cousins.
Sharps?
Damn.
It's very common too. So
It's
my
Sharps.
main
isn't it?
cousins haven't made it yet. No.
Damn, you guys haven't even docked. No. Well, I had first cousins.
I tried, but apparently I'm too small for him. So
Oh, I see. I had first cousins that married and had kids.
Did they know?
Yeah, of course they knew.
they don't care.
But it's the power of love and erections.
That's the power
Of
of
love.
Do, 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 do.
You look at your first cousin and get a big stiffy.
That's the power of love.
Yeah, we should write into who sung that?
Huey Lewis. and
Molly
the
Cyrus,
Yes.
and Jackie Chan.
Miley Cyrus and the News.
News.
Jackie Chan and the Miley Cyrus News.
That was the best duo I never heard of.
Starring Brendan Fraser.
Millie Cyrus.
Millie Cyrus. Sorry, you're right. I'm sorry. Oh,
Millie Cypress.
Well, I just got my head in the clouds, and sometimes I get her name right, and sometimes I get it wrong. But let's go beyond the clouds for our first topic.
Beyonce.
Beyond.
Yes.
I don't. She-Hulk. I cannot. In fact, I had downloaded one of her songs in the past, and the fact that I do not listen to her with a passion, and I had to listen to her when I was at acting school for the warm-up, when we had a physical warm-up.
Single ladies.
Oh, I had that song.
Single ladies, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I found it, and I hated that fucking song so much that I deleted it, saying, why the hell is that on my computer? That and Kanye West are two artists I refuse to have on my
I feel like
PC.
you added too many syllables into that. Kanye.
I was just thinking about a Kanye West song that I was really into.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
I really like his old stuff. It's good. But why did you call Beyonce a She-Hulk?
You haven't seen that picture of She-Hulk?
Oh yeah, the one where she's like dancing and she's pulling the really weird like contorted pose.
You know the Barbra Streisand effect? It's when
That fucking?
no.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Hang on. B. I don't even know how to spell Beyonce. B-A-N. Beyonce.
I got it.
No, I've got it. Beyonce.
No, I've got it, mate.
No, that's bounce. That's rebound. I don't know how to spell this lady's name.
Leber, you ready?
Put it in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
The She-Hulk. That was her. Obviously, without the green.
Yeah.
Live on stage.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. She could have been.
No,
green.
I don't think I've ever seen her that color before.
No, okay. The color has been.
Where is she standing? It's like
it was live on stage. She was performing, and
that's
she just
a stage. That's a really bright stage.
No, you jackass! It's been photoshopped. Let me
No,
find.
I'm Lever.
What's that?
I'm gonna find this freaking original image. But
Good luck.
It was a case of her saying, I don't want this picture on the internet, I don't want people to see it, and of course the complete opposite happened and everyone made fun of it. So the Barbra Streisand effect.
It's an internet meme.
During the 90s, Barbra Streisand tried to do the same thing with I think it was her house out in California, or out somewhere in the States, and she was like, I don't want this people to see where I live, and of course the more she was trying to conceal it, the more the public was like, no, let's just, make her unhappy. And
Barbra Streisand.
Spread it around. I found the picture, but without the background, without the stage behind it. But my golly, I don't understand why people think she's attractive. And I've probably got so many people. If people heard that, Like I've
That is.
But I mean, that's like the worst.
This is a bad photo.
yeah,
This
man.
happens. Shit happens.
That's like the worst image you can find of her, though.
Every other one.
It's like
which is
if you
probably
jump,
Photoshop.
if you
Yeah,
jump
that's
up in the air and someone takes a photo of you just as you land, you would look weirdly contorted and.
I don't
I think
know.
that'll be his
I've
best
seen
look.
some women do that without a top on, and I must admit, when they reach the bottom, I'm usually quite happy. This is a nice crossover of images. Is this like It meets the girl from... no. Is that actually from the new movie It?
I think it might be someone reenacting.
Yeah.
It.
That's sexy clown.
Cool, though.
I want to make love to that face. Anyway, back to... Not what's her name? Beyonce. Anyway, I've got to somehow do a segue from Beyonce to this thing that I was going to bring up. So...
Yes.
The stars.
We could just keep talking until you find one.
I've got it. No, I've got it. This is good.
Do you? What is it?
We've got celebrities and they're known as stars. But talking about going to the stars, NASA has...
I don't think we're talking about going to the stars at all then.
No, I know, but this is a segue.
Hey, Leopard, do you remember talking about the stars?
Yeah.
Beyonce is a
Oh,
star. Why do they call... Oh, I remember why they call celebrity stars. Do you know that story? When they're trying to make the movies and actors popular... I think it was Marilyn Monroe. They said that these people are with outside of reach. They are the stars because you can't reach the stars. It happened long. I remember I went to LA and I heard the story. Some tour guide told us the whole story, which is probably 80% BS anyway. But still, it was a cool story about a theater that was showing a thing. And anyway, NASA has done this thing where you are able to have your name put onto a silicon chip, which will then be sent on its rover, the InSight rover, which will be going to Mars, or be sent off to Mars in May of 2018. And you can have your name sent to Mars on a probe.
All right. Let's send Nugsy to Mars, mate.
I've already got my name on there. I've got my birth name on it. I don't have Dead Ed on it, but I figured this shit's legit. I'm gonna make sure that my name's on it, and maybe I should get Dead Ed as well. But I figured
no, because what you would do is you'd put Ed. I mean, if you have do you have a middle name?
My name, yeah, but I don't like it.
So yeah, you just put your name, I guess, your middle name, and then in like commas, the dead thread, and then.
Oh yeah,
that would have been smart. Well, the problem is I've already done it, and you get a little boarding pass, a digital boarding pass that they send you, which is kind of cute and cool, and awesome at the same time. So, I've got my boarding pass to Mars.
Boarding pass.
Boarding pass. So hopefully, I mean, I'll see if I can find it actually. Porn.
Let's do it.
Porn.
Country.
Porn. Here we go.
Australia.
There we go. That's
postal code for US entries.
That's mine.
Email for frequent flyers.
Apparently, you can get frequent flyer points for this. It's a weird. I don't know how frequent flyers work. I mean, I'm not much of a flyer to be to really know about it.
I'm not a robot.
There we go. Got my boarding pass. I'm going to be heading.
The weird thing about the capture is you could program a robot to like click that little square.
What capture? Oh, the thing to say
like I'm not a robot thing.
Yeah, you could. Full stop. You could.
All right, I'm done.
Are you on it?
End of discussion. Full
Nugsy.
stop.
What's your last name, Nugsy? Nugs. Is it Nugsy? Nugget Nugsy?
Yes.
McNuggets.
Nugsy.
McNuggets. There we go.
Yes.
Thrown in from our studio audience. I could say that legitimately.
I mean, it's not. Is it? It's not really a studio, is it?
I mean, I think this is a studio audience. I think this is the closest I'm ever going to get to space travel. And you know what? I think it's a very clever way for NASA to try and get people interested in that kind of thing.
I feel like if you really wanted to, you probably could.
You could.
It would just take. Not only would it take a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Oh, that's the way.
But if you want to go to Mars, that's like leaving everything behind you and starting again. It's like if the world had ended.
Yeah, it would be an extraordinary amount of work. And I mean, look at Chris Hadfield, who's the Canadian astronaut, an amazing guy. And when I believe his story was when he wanted to go into space, his first thing was, I will learn Russian, because the US and the Russians.
sorry to hijack, but the Chris Hadfield is the guy, the Canadian who made all those space videos a few years ago.
And he also did the cover of Major Tom.
Yes, by David Bowie.
Yeah, and it did really well. It's a beautiful... I almost cried watching that video. It was just absolutely stunning. Absolutely breathtaking.
Which video?
You haven't seen it? The Chris Hadfield? I'll find it for you.
I don't even know what this Chris Boardfield is. How do you afford?
A couple of years ago, he did a lot of like things that
in space
astronauts go through on like satellites and stuff.
He kind of really
on the space station. Sorry,
he really breaks it down so people can understand what they go.
Like
through.
he explains like how you brush your teeth and stuff. Like, did you know that they swallow the toothpaste after they brush their teeth?
Huh.
Because there's nowhere for the toothpaste to go, and they recycle the water.
Yeah.
So they just swallow the toothpaste.
He did a lot of
that's
videos.
not such a bad trait, alright.
No, it's not. I mean, it's just a small thing like that. But
wrong word.
It's not a bad.
Wait, this song made you cry?
Well, when you see the breathtaking pictures of Earth, it's just kind of like, look how far we've come. One day, man will leave here and venture into the stars.
Is this
and then
just
Trump
random...
becomes president.
Hey, this guy isn't actually in space, yeah? He's just like...
No, he's in space. This is
an astronaut.
Legit.
This is
He's
the
an actual astronaut.
International Space Station. The
Okay, I see the big deal then.
So it's a big thing. He's in low orbit. He's literally floating in air, legit. Like, none of this is fake.
Speaking of Mars, though, there was... I don't know if I could find it. I'd have to look for it. I was reading an article I found on Reddit about a guy who spent, I think a whole year in space.
Ooh.
Because I think they're meant to do it 6 months at a time, and the plan was to test the effect of space on the human body.
Ah, yes.
And he got back home and he felt all weird and lethargic and he couldn't move. And I think he was laying in bed and he woke up in just extreme agony.
Yep.
And he walked into he struggled to get out of bed, and he finally made it into the bathroom, and his ankles, like, he just couldn't see his ankles because all the blood had rushed into his legs.
That's what happens when you're in no gravity.
And he said he went back and laid down in bed because there's no point calling an ambulance or a hospital because they've never encountered this before. They've never had to deal with people who have been exposed to space for so long.
Well, NASA's
it was all to test it was all to test the effect of space on the body. So he was risking his life for research to progress beyond what we are now, I suppose.
NASA is doing a study right now with volunteers, which literally have to lay in bed for 60 days at a slight angle with the head towards the ground in order to do more research into the whole kind of, the effects that, I don't want to say zero-G, but low gravity have on the heart. Well, this is the whole circulatory system. So they're trying to look more into it because it is a problem. Especially if you're spending months and months up in space. As great of an experience that would be, it would be very strenuous coming back because your heart would get used to it. In fact, you piss out more calcium in space because your bones don't have as much strain.
Yeah, I think that was part of the reason why this guy couldn't, just had trouble moving, because in space there's no gravity to kind of hold everything together. So
the force on your bones get weaker because they don't need to push against the force. And I'm sure there's scientists out there and doctors who could put it much better than we could. But in a layman's terms, your body wears out a little bit.
I may have found the guy.
Ooh.
I think his name...
You found the one, Nugsy? Good on you, mate.
The one.
Scott
Kelly, I believe, is the guy's name.
What did he do?
And he was the one who spent a year in space. Spent a year in space.
Oh. Well.
And I believe the article is... I don't think this is the right article. But from what I read, it was a recount of what he went through afterwards.
Wow, that's very. I'm having a look right now. Astronaut Scott Kelly back in Texas after his year in space. Haven't we? Here we go. Need to readjust. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, whoa. Other big news from NASA, if we're going to keep with the space theme, I remember reading the other day, NASA have developed, where is it, their ion thrusters, or they're in the process of developing their ion thrusters. The idea of...
like a good thrust, mate.
Oh, an ion thrust, it is actually.
I bet you do.
It's a huge step, along with it, yeah, here we go. In collaboration, researchers at the University of Michigan, in collaboration with the agency and the US Air Force, have broken recent records, hoping that technology could be ferry humans to Earth with this new technology. Let's see. The idea that it uses plasma. Plasma is expelled to generate thrust, and plasma, we all know, is the fourth.
Is plasma
the fourth form of
plasma?
Well, you got
Of
liquid,
vegetables.
liquid, solid, gas,
Liquid vegetables.
and then there's plasma.
And then vegetables.
And vegetables, of course. There we go.
Yes.
I forgot. I had to explain this to a toddler here. Okay, when
About the
things
vegetables, yeah.
when things get really hot, beyond hot, you can actually get something that goes beyond gas, which is plasma.
Oh.
It's superheated.
How the TVs are made.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's plasma in your blood too.
The wrong type of plasma, but okay. Well done. Anyway.
Alright, no one has plasma anymore, it's all LCD. Good call.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, the
Fucking
NASA,
lever.
where
Give
are
up
they?
with the times, mate.
Mate, I'm still living in a CRT.
Anyway,
Stop eating your foods.
The big thing here is that the chemical rockets, they could only get a top speed of about 5 kilometers per second. With these new ion thrusters, they're looking at speeds upwards of 40 kilometers per second, which means you can travel a hell of a lot faster, and it's a big decrease in the amount of resources needed to power these things and the amount of pollution generated. So it's faster.
Is this in order
cleaner.
to send people into space?
I believe so. Faster, not pasta. Sorry, our studio audience is called out. They guessed wrong.
They're looking for food.
Yeah. So it's. I believe it's for everything. The ion engines will be more efficient with their than their chemical-powered counterparts, requiring much less propellants to transport a similar amount of crew and equipment over long distances. So yes, it would be crew. So it's crew and equipment.
Okay.
I don't know if those speeds would be... I mean, the speeds... 5 kilometers a second. I mean, they have the fear of astronauts blacking out. That's why they always choose their best Air Force people to be able to handle the Gs.
Too fast, right? Can anyone even really handle that?
But that's what they train for.
Yeah, but that's now.
And that's why you go through like vigorous health checks, because if there's a condition, like if you have a heart murmur or something...
But people are struggling
you want to find
now
it early.
with the technology we have now. How are they going to handle something that is 4 times stronger?
Well, because there's... I remember reading
not more, 8 times
long
stronger.
ago.
Maths. Where's my calculator? Sorry. What did you read?
There was one of those privatized space agencies where I think they were getting ready to take
penis
to make space travel commercial. So then what would people have to go through themselves just to make it into? I mean, I feel like it would be a very niche.
You mean the Virgin?
I don't think it was Virgin though. I don't remember the name.
They were trying to do... Virgin were trying. I don't know how they're going with their trials to do kind of on the edge of the atmosphere deal kind of...
But surely they'd have to... the people who pay for it, who would be millionaires, would have to go through a similar training regime, right?
Maybe it's not as... Maybe they do it like a plane, and we can survive an airplane.
Or slower...
The slower, yeah. Takes 3 days to get up there.
I don't know how that would work, though.
Oh, well.
I don't really know how it works in general, to be honest.
That's okay. We're not qualified.
No, if you are qualified and you're listening to this podcast, please let us know in the comments below.
Anyway,
in the comments below, please.
Yes.
Comment.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Or you could email ennui.
Ennui, or send in a letter to ennui.
Have you received any letter? Any letter? Any letters?
letter?
I have
Letter?
received a letter. Yes.
He's also
No.
received a dick pic from me, but we won't get into details.
Why not?
There's
We
nothing
don't
there.
talk about that mole there, mate. I don't think that's healthy.
I think that's his penis.
That was my
Oh.
that was a picture of my extra toe. Is this convenient?
Oh.
Moving on from flying through space to flying in the air, Dubai police have announced they will soon have officers buzzing around the skies on Star Wars-style electronic hover bikes capable of speeds up to 70 kilometers per hour.
Wait, what?
These are hover bikes. The link's in the description below, and there's a video of it going
Wait,
around.
are they normal hover bikes or are they the shitty?
They kind of look like oversized drones, which to me, a slingshot could take out one of the propellers. But they look pretty cool. It's called.
Wait, so they use? It's like a mini helicopter then?
It's like well, as I say, it's a drone with a seat in the middle.
Okay.
So it is in a sense, it's got the helicopter blades.
Yeah.
It's got 4 of them. It's pretty cool.
You know,
what?
That reminds me of a guy called Colin Furs who has a YouTube channel and he makes stuff from scratch.
Yeah, I remember you showing me this guy. He's a nut job, isn't he?
Yes, but he made his own hover bike a few years ago, and it was somewhat successful.
Successive.
Yeah,
You don't say.
It was successive. That's how you know you've made it when you're successive.
Wow.
Anybody can be successful.
How did
Nobody
he?
can be successive.
I guess the main issue is powering these things. How did he power it? Do you remember? Does it have like a really long extension cord?
You know what? We can provide a link
Oh, okay.
for the dump for people to check it out. I don't remember he did it. I think he did it as a promotion or something, or it was it could have been a sponsored video.
Flying for HIV or something?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, good
Flying
on
for HIV. Yeah.
him. Well, I don't know about his, but these flying hoverbots can fly for 20 minutes and carry up to 300 kilos of weight at speeds of 70 kilometers per hour, which is pretty damn fast. Let's see. So imagine how far you could go with that. And I'm guessing this is all electric. I'm just having a look right now.
Yeah, I think his was powered with a battery.
You'd need it. You need a few of them, I'm guessing.
But I couldn't, because he, as I said, he builds it literally from scratch.
That's insane. He must have so much spare time and money.
Well, YouTube is, I believe it wouldn't be now, but at one point it was his main income.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, like, he's written his own book now when he gets sponsor deals, and he's done promotional things for like Google and
good on him.
YouTube and stuff like that.
He's got everything.
But he's come a long way. Like he's been around on YouTube since its inception. I know what you're gonna say, Ed. That's not the point.
What? Inception.
Yeah, like since I think even before it made.
Since it was made. I thought you meant the movie
Yeah.
Inception. I was like, yeah, that came out a few years ago. That was a good movie. Why are we bringing up that? Was Leonardo DiCaprio helping him?
For many reasons, Ed.
Oh, okay. Rightio. It's a hover bike within a hover bike.
Yes, within a hover bike within a hover bike.
Delicious.
So yes, I'll have a link. But he makes a lot of cool stuff that people should check out regardless.
Wasn't there like
His hover bike is pretty cool.
he made a flamethrower and stuff?
Oh yeah, he made a
He's
bloody
done awesome.
flamethrower guitar.
Crazy, man. That's awesome. He's
I think-
doing everything that kids want to do.
I think his electric guitar was a flamethrower, and his bass guitar may have had a smoke machine in it.
The circumciser.
I don't remember.
Oh.
But he made like a quote unquote doomsday kind of bunker in his backyard.
I want to do
He
that.
made a bunker in his backyard.
You know what? I've started to actually collect supplies
It's
for such a
insane.
thing.
Like it was it was for a TV show, I think.
Yeah.
Um
That's pretty cool.
I don't think it was sponsored, but it was linked to a TV show about that whole like end of the world scenario.
Like
And so he
doomsday
built up-
preppers.
Yeah, so he it was a TV show.
Levers
It
is
was a
having
TV
slight
show just
orgasm.
It's
about.
like, yeah!
Yeah.
No, because I was thinking like it's a similar concept, but not the show wasn't. It wasn't inspired by a doomsdayers show. The show was like a fictional show about a doomsday scenario.
But he actually made the real thing in his backyard.
But yeah, he actually built a bomb shelter in his backyard underneath his it's in his it's underneath his yard. It's in.
Well, you'd want
it's
it
in
close
the
by.
ground.
You'd want it close by. I mean, this isn't Fallout 3 or 4.
But it's like if you were to walk out his back door,
Yeah.
it's just a backyard.
Yeah, you're not
You would
supposed to see
you would have no idea there's a bomb shelter there.
You're not supposed to. They're supposed to be underground to protect him, aren't they? What's the point of having it above ground? Like, see, that'd be silly.
Yeah, but no, but it's not like you have.
What?
Like you can see the entryway of some and stuff like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
So like you wouldn't know that there was a bomb shelter in his.
He's had it.
It's not a proper one, but it's fully ventilated and.
It's got it covered up properly. So
yeah, it's like a man cave almost.
So raiders can't find it. Very good, actually.
Exactly.
Kind of jealous now.
It's insane.
I'm gonna
so
do that.
good.
And you know what? Actually, I was just thinking. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, you know, Joseph Fritz had his own bomb shelter, didn't he?
He's on the fritz.
Just let that
Why
one
would you
settle.
say that?
Because he built an entire house underground.
Yeah.
You don't think this is what this
Joseph
first
Fritz.
guy did? The guy who kept the sicko that kept his daughter underground and
Yeah, we've got a shrine of him. What about him?
Justice
will be served.
he's
Free
terrible.
Fritzl.
Apparently he's
Still going
terrible at Facebook.
Free hat.
Anyway,
Yeah, I love his Facebook ability. He knows how to use it properly.
oh well. Getting back to the law enforcement and catching those terrible, nasty people, Dubai police have also unveiled a smart electronic bike that has multiple cameras to spot reckless drivers and driverless robot vehicles equipped with a biometric software that will scan for criminals and persons of interest while patrolling different areas of the city.
Okay.
I think
It
AI
also-
is taking over.
Excuse me. It also says it can fly for 25 minutes and can carry up to 300 kilograms at a weight at a speed of 70 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, so that's a pretty hefty.
So for our American audience, I have no idea.
Well, they do everything in pounds, and that really messes me up.
Americans?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the weight, but
The
they
weight
also go
counts.
in miles. Isn't
Yeah.
miles is about half?
Miles is 2.5. No,
Isn't-
2.2.
So it's more.
Kilometers. I believe so, yes.
So it'd be like 150, 160 miles.
Oh, sorry, my
No.
bad. It's 1.6 kilometers. I'm thinking of 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers.
So it's about half. So it's something. Fuck, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm done. I'm out.
Okay,
I'm done!
it's 43 miles for 70 kilometers.
43 miles. All right, there we go.
43.4.
We did the conversion.
Yes,
Or Google did the conversion.
but I don't know why that matters. Do we have American
I don't
listeners?
know. We have one.
Oh, good on them. Friends across the pond.
Yes,
On ya, mate.
it's a rather large pond.
Don't worry, come over here and we'll show you guys how to have a beer.
Actually, because
It is a large pond.
the ponds kind of still use miles, right? Miles per hour.
They used to, but they switched over to the metric. Like normal people.
Yeah, but I think they use both.
They have to.
Because
but-
if that's the case, then we have two people who know miles over kilometers. Maybe.
I reckon.
I don't know. You can figure it out.
Let's get to a point here that needs to be addressed. The world needs to fix this fucking thing up, because right now we've got... Everything's messed up. Everyone should drive on the same side of the road. Everyone should be using the same currency, and everyone should be speaking the damn same language. I don't care what that language is. It doesn't necessarily have to be English, but so that way people can come here and I can go to other places and we can just all speak the same goddamn language.
Hang on. Are you saying you voted no then? Because it doesn't sound like you accept people and their beliefs.
No. This is nothing about acceptance. This is just about
They
creating...
believe in speaking a different language. They believe in driving on the other side of the road.
This is creating
What's
equal...
going on
No, they
here?
don't believe it. They just have to do it because they
They
grew up
believe
with
that's
it.
the correct way to do it.
Fine,
because
fine. You know what? I will drive on the right side of the road from now on, and I will use only... In fact, I love American currency. I love the quarter coin. It is my favorite coin. The $1 note, the $1 bill is a great note. They saying... it's just great. I love it. I will gladly change over to American if that's the way it's going to happen. Or the British pound. How cool's the pound? Give me
Whoa! I mean, not anymore. Not since Brexit.
who's Brexit?
I mean, the currency itself is cool.
That's
Did
what I
you
mean.
know that on the English coins on
What?
the reverse side, so not the head side, not the side that has the queen head on it?
Yeah.
I don't think they've changed it. They may have, but if you take every single coin that they have, because you know how we have 50 cent, 20 cent, 10 cent, 5 cent, etc.
Affirmative.
If in England on the reverse side, if you get all those coins together, it has the shield. It makes a shield.
What, every
Like
single
the
coin?
crest. Yeah,
Oh,
if you take
you piece them together.
yeah, you can piece them together. And you know what? When I went to England, I had one of each, and I had the shield, and then one of them went missing, and my shield is not complete. It's not complete.
Can I just buy it off eBay for like, $20?
I could, but this effort, and I can't be bothered.
Show us. Besides, it's probably plenty of
I'll-
places.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
That's
That
ingenious.
sounds
You know-
amazing.
If I had to redo a currency, one side it would just be like a normal note, and then on the other side, if you hold it up to the light, it created like a pornographic image. That'd be great.
Okay, so this is
That's
one
why you're in
that,
charge.
Yeah, I know.
this is a picture that someone's pieced together with all the coins, and they've kind of because they've done it on paper, and they've kind of filled in the lines behind it.
Behind
So you
it?
can kind of see the how
Oh, that
kind of
is
joins them together.
so clever.
It is
I'm not
so
that
good. I love it.
That is-
Oh, that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that I get.
I love it so much. It
Okay,
is the
okay.
best thing. It is so good.
Don't they ever change the coins? Or is this only just
They
one year?
do. I believe they've actually. Sorry, I think they may have changed the pound coin recent.
But the
maybe
outline of
you're
the shield, is that still...
Is it still the
There.
same design on the back?
Yeah, instead of having like a lion, do they just have something else?
A lion or a lion?
A lion.
Lion.
Like on the 2 pence, there's a lion or something.
No, I believe that's. I don't
Version
know
of
exactly what the shield is for.
Okay.
It may be the crest of the monarchy.
I've seen it, but I'm not
No,
going
but
to
if
say.
they
I know.
change the coin, like the design of the coin,
I'm guessing the back
Yeah,
will
the
stay the
outline's
same
still
level.
there.
It's not like our retarded coins.
Oh,
where
no,
they just
I don't
mess
think
it
so.
all up.
I think if they change it, it's changed.
Oh, there you
No.
go. Everyone's a retard.
Well, at least, I mean, our coins are stupid. You got friggin' koala milking a goat. You got friggin', I don't know, Jehovah's Witnesses throwing rocks at sheep. Just stupid things on our coins.
I have those. I'd love those. That sounds great.
I've seen the new $10 note. I got it at work from the bank, and I was like, ooh, the new, it's like looking at the $5 note only in blue, but it's still it's pretty cool looking. $10.
Is it the same
I
blue
love
color,
collecting
or does
coins.
it look?
It looks
blue look nicer.
well. The fact that our notes have been in circulation so much that they're kind of just all worn out. The fact that this is a new crisp blue note, it looks just really vibrant.
I have I
AIDS.
think I have a couple of really old notes
Sorry to hear
in
that.
my because I started collecting coins when I was really young.
Yeah, it's called saving money for the future. Jeez, Nancy.
Saving money forever.
Yeah.
No, but since the we changed over to the decimal, since 1966, I have every single coin.
You
I
mean
believe.
no 1 or 2 cent coins? You mean? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Or
Oh,
you mean
yeah.
decimal?
Ooh.
Well, since they changed over from the pound, because we used to run on the same currency as England does, but then we changed to dollars and cents.
I wonder why that happened.
I think it may have been an economic.
When
reason.
did you say that happened?
1966.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the 1966 50-cent coin used to be round and it used to be made. I don't think it was pure, but close to. But silver. It was made of silver.
And it was
Oh.
it was just the right shape that they actually designed it so you could stick it up a koala's ass.
And you got chlamydia as a result.
Yeah,
So that's why they had to change it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
But I have like a little like treasury chest thingy full of just 1966 50-cent coins that my nan gave me before she passed away.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, Nugsy, that I don't know if you have, but I feel special now that I feel that I have it. I've got an Australian $1 and $2 note.
I have a
Hey,
In addition to that,
Sorry.
I have.
What do you have?
I can't remember. I think it's $100 coin.
What?
And the thing is, it's legal tender.
What brand?
But-
What's Australian?
You have,
I don't know.
you have to take it to a bank to get it changed over, if that makes sense.
Australian. I'm calling Australian.
It's not official. It's not circulated coinage. It's uncirculated coinage that I believe my nan used to get like monthly
Did you
things
say
from the
$100?
Royal
Because
Australian Mint.
my dad has a
Yeah.
bunch of $20 coins.
No, it's an actual. I think it's either $100 or $200 coin, and it's the size of a $2 coin.
I'm looking at it.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's got a
and
bloody...
it's legal tender. You just have to go to a bank and get it changed.
Jeez, is it solid gold? I mean, what's it?
No, it's not. I believe it's made of the same compound as most of the coins
It's just
nowadays.
accepted as currency in certain
Yeah.
areas.
That is so weird.
But I mean, if you were to put it into a vending machine, you're spending
You get
$200 for
get-
a can of Coke.
Downies.com.
So
What website is this?
It's for Downies, mate.
the Downies, mate. It's Aussie.
That's a nice looking coin. In terms of the color,
I don't. I'd have to
Never
look at it. I
Racist.
don't think that's the right one, but it's basically the same thing.
Oh, there's a
Like,
$20
it's-
coin.
It's worth $100.
It's probably
but
worth. It's probably worth a lot more to collectors.
Yeah, 110.
97. No, in fact, if you were to try and sell that to a collector, you'd probably get less than that.
10
because
million.
Because those 1966 coins that I have,
I don't have those.
I found an article in the newspaper a few years back now, ages ago, and they were advertising to buy these coins because
Yeah.
they're not circulated anymore. There's a certain amount in existence, and I just rang up and I inquired about how much he was paying for them.
Yeah.
Like he'd pay to buy them, and I don't remember how much it was, but the amount that he was paying them for wasn't as much as what he would sell them for, which makes sense.
Makes sense. He wants the profit.
But so that $100 coin, if you were to sell to a buyer and
seller.
seller,
Yeah.
you would get less for it.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
And considering it's only 97, that's not impressive. I mean, if you had a penny or something from like 43 or something, you would probably get quite a bit for that.
I got a halfpenny for a British halfpenny from the 1800s. That's rare. That's rare. You can't beat that, Lexi. That's rare.
I think I could.
Oh, okay.
I think I could, mate. I could go and get my coin thing, but we'll be here all night.
We'll be here all night. That's okay. We've spoken enough about
Yeah,
coins.
all right.
I love it. It's just there's something about collecting coins. Anyway,
It's pretty cool. I mean, money
it is.
is the foundation for. Help me out.
If you think of it this way,
What?
So
Economy. That's the word.
Economical.
every time you go to buy something with actual money, and you get change back, the $10 note that you get back has a story of its own. That $10 note could have been in existence for the last 15 years.
Before you were born.
And that $10 note could have passed into hundreds of thousands of different hands before it reached yours.
And then it went up my butt.
It's I don't know. I find that really cool.
It'd be good to trace back the history of a single coin throughout, say, just 1 year.
It would. It reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons with Mr. Bobo, a Mr. Burns teddy bear.
Yep. I know
And
the one.
he loses the teddy bear as a child, and you get to they kind of show the where the bear went and what happened to the bear throughout that period of time.
Yeah. You got to... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. In the Simpsons storyline, I seem to remember Bobo ends up being in Hitler's hands at one point.
I think so. Yeah.
Every fucking podcast.
We linked it back inadvertently, and Lever missed that because he muted himself.
I had to mute myself.
Because he's
Someone came
laughing.
in. Oh, was it a funny joke?
No,
No,
it's just your
do you remember the
favourite
episode
person.
of? Do you remember the episode of Simpsons with Mr. Bobo?
Yeah, what about it?
Do you remember the
One-
in one of the transitions he ends up in the bunker with Hitler? Do you not
Yes.
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 Yeah,
Yes.
This
Ed
is your
was-
fault!
remember? Ed was actually the one who mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's funny?
Even without trying, Hitler is in the podcast.
I said to myself, I got something like 4 websites worth of conspiracy theories, and I thought if anyone's bringing up Hitler this time, I'm going to go into a major rant for like 45 minutes of how Hitler was still alive in Nigeria. I had all the evidence, FBI documents saved, and I have got it on my desktop. What?
Was it? I don't think it was this week. Was it last week?
Right.
I don't know. I remember opening up the document for the podcast, the link dump, and I saw the conspiracy about where Hitler ended up after World War II, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, here we go.
That was them. I took them all out, and I was like,
conspiracy.
Because I found all these other articles I wanted to speak about. Otherwise, I was going to ramble about that this week. So I've got it backed up though, Leather. So don't worry, it's there. It's there for when someone spills it. I've got it.
Just wait for Sharps to join later when he mentions him 50 times.
Yeah. Then we're gonna it's gonna be a 3-hour podcast then. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway,
what is Donate Life, Nugsy? What I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Making sure you.
Okay. I mean, I can get onto this if you'd really like to. It's
not
kind
really.
of...
Is it a big topic? Is this about stem cells?
It's just a bit downish. Because on last Thursday,
yeah.
I went to the funeral of my boss's granddaughter, and who is also my work colleague's daughter.
Okay, bosses. Okay, rightio.
So my work colleague married into the family. He married the boss's daughter.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Wait,
he had a 6. What?
Wait, the boss's daughter. So it would have been your work colleague's
No, the boss's.
wife?
Yeah. So my work colleague's wife. They
Yep.
both had a kid, which is also the boss's granddaughter.
Okay, so it was the boss's granddaughter that passed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was also the work colleague's daughter, because he was married to the daughter of the boss.
Oh, thanks for that story, Nugsy. It's great.
Oh, now we can move on to how it died.
I hate explaining it because
I understood. Well,
see, the thing is, where I work, so there are 2 guys. One of them is married to the boss's daughter.
okay.
The other guy is married to the boss's daughter.
What?
What?
The boss has 3 daughters.
Okay.
They both married into the family.
Oh, what's the
And they
chance?
both work at the same company.
And then one of the granddaughters passed away. Wait, is the story about the granddaughter, or is it about the marriage?
It's about the granddaughter. So
Okay.
I went to the funeral last Thursday. She was 6 years old.
Damn.
She had a tumor in the back of her neck, and they did surgery, and they thought everything was fine. And something happened, and they noticed that she was, I think her face had drooped, or there was little signs and stuff, and they took her back, and it had spread all the way down her spine. And when I turned up for the funeral, I was standing outside because it was packed. Like because I work at an electrical wholesaler. My dad works at the same company, so it was me, Dad, and Mum. And we're standing outside this what they call the cathedral, but it wasn't that big. It was more like a small church.
Okay.
So we were standing outside this doorway, and there's as far as I'm aware, it's packed inside. It's packed outside. And I, because they're Greek, there was a lot of singing going on, but I had no idea what anybody was saying. And I found out the next day that apparently it got to a point where the dad, he was bathing his daughter, and he said, honey, you can let go if you want to. And she apparently asked, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And apparently she died 10 minutes later. And I kind of, I was told that the day after, and I was kind of, like, if you think about how much time in your life that you've wasted, if you could have donated that to someone who may have needed it, could you?
This sounds like a very philosophical
Wait,
question.
I actually don't know what you're asking though.
So if there's someone who you know is going to, say, only have 2 weeks to live.
Yep.
and you reflect on your life so far, and you can pick all the points in your past that you have absolutely wasted time. If you could donate that to someone who needed it more, knowing that you would say if you donated a month's worth of life, you would live, say, 1 month less than you would now, would you?
Yeah. This is a nice would you rather. Of course I would.
Yeah, I guess it is a would you rather in a way.
I think that goes
See, because
that goes against my theory of
Survival of the fittest?
no, not survival of the fittest. It's this natural. It's a bit of chaos theory, a bit
Life.
of just
Yeah.
how life works. I could have been dead at the age of 1 or 100.
If you ignored all of that, if you could just if you knew that you could change somebody's life, even if it was just for a month, because if you get like 100 people donating a couple of weeks, a couple of days, a couple of months, like normally if you donate blood, you save you're meant to save like 2 people's lives by donating, every time you donate to the Red Cross or something. If you could make that little bit of difference, but everybody did it at the same time, you could incrementally make a difference to somebody else's life, whether or not you're aware of it.
I'm sure.
Is this question just about do you want to? Like, would you...
Well, I'm sure the same thing you could be saying about... Okay, now see with that, you could be like... You could study to be a doctor and then go to very poor countries and raise funds to give children malaria shots to help kids not die from malaria. I mean, the exact same thing.
No,
kinda.
I know that, but I just mean if this was a hypothetically this was a universe, a world, ignoring everything that we know now, where you could take, like, say it was like a game where you had a life essence, like a life bar. If you could take a quarter of that and give it to someone so that they live a quarter longer, knowing that you live a quarter less, would you?
Two things come to mind bringing this up. 2 other things, I should say, after everything else I've rambled about. One, I'd be concerned of whether or not the person would also waste their life and, I don't know, do drugs or alcohol or do other nasty things.
It depends on the person, basically.
What if it's a nasty person, then they grow up to be a really bad dictator? Or, just saying.
Stalin, yeah.
But... Stalin. It could be, actually, yeah, because he was a terrible person. And,
does anyone remember Coney, by the way?
Who?
Coney, I remember Coney. That whole kind of...
Coney, 20...
Is that even real? Like, I
13?
don't even understand.
I mean, there's like a Coney everywhere, really, because he's just a dictator.
Yeah, there's dictators everywhere, unfortunately, and but I'm just saying, okay, if this was this little girl,
yeah, see, it's a little girl. That's completely different, and like I wouldn't doubt it for it. Like I wouldn't question it for a second.
I know, but even terrible people have to start as a kid at some point. I'm not saying that she would have turned into a horrible person.
Yeah, I guess like she take it for granted. She'll be a bitch about it. I get that.
See, the other thing is that I didn't really know this kid because I only came into the company 4 months ago. But 6 is still a really young age.
Yeah, but you got kids that die after 1 second after birth.
No, absolutely, and that's the other thing. If you start donating to all these different people, then all of a sudden you barely have any life left yourself because you're so busy focusing on what you think you should give. I mean, obviously donating is good, but you don't want to. You can only donate what you have.
It's like imagine giving all your money to all the poor people and you've got no money to feed your family and yourself. I mean, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same with time.
The fact, whether or not it's irresponsible that you've donated if you're poor, which it probably is, it's the thought that counts at the end of the day, but still you're disadvantaging yourself at the same time. Let's
just say you could do this, Nugsy.
Right.
And everyone agreed, yes, it'd be great if everyone contributed a month to this child, then should, after a couple of hundred people have given her a couple of hundred months, should be able to lead a fairly long life. I don't know how many months we live. Let's say she gets 400 months. How many is that? What if she gets too many that she ends up being like 200 years old? I mean,
nice.
That would be.
That's scary. She'd have to donate.
That would be really interesting, actually.
But then it would come to the point where there would be, okay, her, and then there's a 4-year-old girl with leukemia that's also dying, and then a 10-year-old boy who's needs a heart transplant also dying. You know, it would be a case where we'd have too many people to look after.
No, that's exactly right. I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
But
no
at the end of the day, it came back to a point where it was kind of a selfish thought, because in a way, by donating something that you know will affect you later on, it's still not an easy decision, because you don't know the future. So you don't know what you're potentially missing out on at that point. Because you could donate part of your life, but you don't know how much life you have left.
True. But
So you could say you only have a month left, you're donating 3 weeks.
Well, this point
That means you may only have a month left to live, but you don't know that. So then I was thinking, I feel like I would, but it wouldn't be a decision I would make easily.
From this point in my life, if they said, okay, you could give a year to this girl, you'll die at the age 76 as opposed to 77, to me, that's not a great big deal. It's like, okay, I can live to 76 and not 77. I can give up a year for this child. I could. I would say yes to that.
Yeah.
But then when I reach 70,
would feel the same.
I'd reach 75 and be like, oh fuck,
But
one more year.
Yeah,
Please.
I know, right?
You know.
But this is assuming that you know how long you live. But like, as someone who's 24, thinking about donating, I would love to donate a year of my life to a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. It's so young. That's nothing.
Imagine
it's barely a blink of an eye in the expanse that is the universe. But I don't know. That 1 year could be the rest of my life, for all I know.
With fear of getting into that area of that terrible movie In Time. Imagine if time was a commodity, like stock that you could buy and sell.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, people could sell, but like, I mean, I hated that movie so much. I've
never even heard of it, to be honest.
In Time, Justin Timberlake, some girl with short hair. Oh my gosh, I've never wanted to projectile vomit in a theater more than when I was in that fucking theater. I hated it.
I think I know exactly what movie you're talking about, but I've never seen it.
You know what?
So bad
It was only a
about
couple
it?
of...
It's probably that bad.
Maybe 5 years ago. I would sooner sit through the Emoji Movie 3 times than have to watch In Time
Hang
once.
on.
That is how much I
Have you seen the
hate it.
Emoji Movie?
No. And I
How
know
do you know?
because at least I could play with my willy in the Emoji Movie. No, that sounds bad. I will
It
admit.
certainly does.
I will admit that the lady actress in Time was quite a stunner. But other than that,
Who was she?
I don't know, Justin Timberlake's
Jessica
sister. Maybe. I mean, they did kiss, so it only makes sense. Always bring it back to incest. Cast. Where is she? Justin Timberlake, Amanda Scheif.
Olivia Wilde's in it.
Hey!
This chick. Wait, oh my gosh, that is not a flattering photo of her on Wikipedia. I don't even know. Amanda.
Hug and kiss.
Amanda.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I don't like her.
She
She was in Mean Girls, wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was.
Who?
with a face like that.
Seafree?
Johnny Galecki's in it.
Which one's Johnny Galecki?
Johnny Galecki is... I can't remember his name, but he's in The Big Bang Theory. He was also in... in Roseanne? Roseanne.
What's his bloody name? Leonard. Right?
Yes, Leonard.
Leonard,
Leonard.
yeah.
That's the one, yeah. Siegfried, that name sounds familiar. Doesn't appear in the cast list, though.
It honestly doesn't matter how many people how many celebrities they had in this film.
No,
It
I
was
know,
just
there are plenty of movies
executed
that have...
terribly.
Like The Expendables. I mean, I know it's meant to be a dumb action movie that's reminiscent of the 80s. But it doesn't make... See, that's the thing about action movies from the 80s. Like, it was... You just tune out.
You know what? I want to see a version of The Expendables with Bill Cosby in it. Wouldn't that be great?
If it was a sitcom, yes.
No. Like an action film with Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
No,
Why not?
I don't know.
Ah.
I just don't think it would be great.
I don't know.
Well, I tried, Bill. I'm sorry. I tried. Get the job.
You can really feel
The
him.
job.
Yeah, look at that. He's got it.
Coming
Got him in
this
the ball.
summer, Bill Crosby, Arnold Schwarzenegger in coming May
In-
13th.
Rambo 14,000.
Oh, well, oh boy. You know what? What a crazy time it has been. And there was one more article. Well, we each had one more article actually. Maxie had achievements, and I had an article about
Oh yeah.
something else. What's your
keep-
achievements one?
I keep dropping it in every now and then. I feel like it's more prevalent to leather.
What?
Lever?
Just because how keen isn't the right word, but how eager are you now compared to maybe say 3 years ago? Are you to get achievements in games?
I don't give a shit anymore. Having said that, though, I'm trying to 100% Sonic Mania because that's actually enjoyable to play, and I actually don't mind playing through the game. But
Yeah.
there are
Except
games
when
where
I'm
I
watching
just-
because you fail.
No, I think I can play the game better now. I've done exploring.
So if,
No, actually,
if
Cave
the next
Explorer.
time I watch you on Steam,
Yeah.
you're going to do a perfect run through.
no, but that doesn't matter. No, it's. I've been able to do the. I've finished all the special bonus levels, all of them, and I can do the ones where you catch the UFOs pretty easily now, and the stupid sphere ones.
Are you
still
sure?
annoying, but-
Because
No, I
last
just-
time,
I know, but I've memorized the levels now, so
Oh, you've
I
memorized.
know
oh,
what
you've
I'm doing.
memorized.
You
That's
sad
how Sonic
fucking
works.
bastard.
The way Sonic works is you can't really enjoy it until you memorize the levels, because then you can just speed through it.
Is
That's
that
how
what you,
Sonic-
That's how enjoyment is. Repetitive
yeah?
pressing the button. That
Is
jeez.
that where you disappeared to last week?
No, but I
No.
did play it during my quiet time. Yes.
You know, there's only one game I've got the perfect game as far as achievements go in Steam, and that's because there's only like 10 achievements to get, and you could virtually do it throughout the one playthrough of the game. The other, I got so close to doing it for Killing Floor 2, and there was only like 5 achievements left that I just couldn't do, and I think it drove me insane. That's why I pretty much just stopped. I said, no, I can't do this anymore, which is a shame because I used to really enjoy the game. So.
Oh, I'm gonna speak to you about that then, but carry on.
Okay, but I'm just saying, achievements. What is it? Okay. I give 4 years of my life to this 6-year-old girl. I die tomorrow. What does it matter? They're not going to have my Steam profile on my damn obituaries page. They should.
But I
actually,
mean
right.
that you know of.
But what? I haven't.
I'm going to now.
Please do. Please. I'm not going to finish
Well,
Killing
now I'm
Floor
not
2.
going to.
Oh, then reverse psychology works.
Die in obscurity, Ed, like everyone else.
Jeez. Oh, speaking of actually getting on to dying, you know what? You never remember what happened to that? Did you read the article about that? I think it was a French lady in Russia on holiday that was leaning out of a car window topless and like having a good time.
I heard about that.
Then her head hit a street pole and she died.
Oh no.
I wouldn't want to die topless. I don't want to see a woman's breasts before she died topless. That's just. But
I mean, I'm sure that was fun.
She enjoyed herself before she died. That's all that
fucking-
matters.
how's
You know
that
what?
having
You know what
fun?
that reminds me of?
Before she died. Yes,
You know what that
so
reminds me of? That
stupid like
always
that.
pissed me off. The whole "you only live once." All right, then go out and kill yourself now. You only live once. Yeah, go out and die when you're 20.
I think you've misunderstood the point. Oh, unless you're saying you're risking your life because of
Yeah,
that
exactly.
idea. Oh, okay, yes.
Why? If you only live once, would you not
Take
want
care
to
of
fulfill
yourself.
it? Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
The rest of your life. If you only live once, why are you going out and killing yourself now? When till
You
you're
only live once.
70?
Oh no, sorry. Mother of one from Moscow.
My
holidaying.
God!
She was holidaying. She was from Moscow, and so she was Russian
Ah,
in the Dominican Republic.
people infuriate me.
Certainly do.
How is being outside of a car door, traveling at speed with your head out the window, topless? How is that fun? It'd be cold if anything.
You only live once, mate.
No,
Yeah.
if I,
Once.
Yols, mate, yols.
you know, if she wanted to make Okay, you know what she could have done if she wanted to contribute to life? She should have gone to a school where Year 12 students were graduating and find the most nerdiest of guys with glasses and bucktooth who would never see a woman's breasts by that point, and say, I'm going to show you my tits, and make not only his day, probably his whole fucking life. In fact, you could probably understand where I'm coming from, Lever. And that would not only, that would give him that would not only, she'd get the excitement of showing her breasts, which obviously she was so proud of because she recorded it, but she would have also made this nerd's life the greatest thing on earth on that single moment.
But no, this selfish bitch had to go do it by herself.
No, she did. It's terrible that she had to die, honestly. And
no, fuck it. What a stupid fucking idiot.
it was fucking stupid, no doubt. But I'm just saying.
Wait.
It's sad that breasts are gone now, and that person's gone as well. I didn't mean to.
I suppose they'll decompose over time.
I didn't. What, the breasts?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, they're still there, but they wouldn't really be.
No, who gives a shit? Ed.
Sure, she does. What, Lever?
I agree with you 100% on this bitch. So yeah, let's have a ceremony to praise that she is now dead, and we can now be
crazy bee.
Not praise.
Yes.
We should celebrate her life, definitely. But
No. I thought we were celebrating her death.
You know what? I was thinking, would she be in contention for Darwin Awards? But I feel like that's pretty tame for the Darwin Awards.
It's actually the first thing I thought of as soon as I read the article. I was like, Darwin Awards are right there. That has to be. It has to be.
No, there's got to be worse stuff than that.
I
It
don't
has
know.
to be
At least
really,
an
really simple, dumb stuff like...
honourable mention.
You
How
know,
about that?
there was... Yes, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that would work.
There was a GIF on Reddit, and there was a guy, and there was a... I don't even think it was a proper skate ramp. It was just a rock. And this guy had, I guess, lighter fluid. And he wet this like rock down this slope, covered in lighter fluid. He covered the guy in lighter fluid, and he lit the guy on fire. He lit the ground on fire first, and then he lit the guy on fire. And I guess I can only assume that the idea was for this guy to heroically skate down the fire as he himself is lit, engulfed in fire.
Fire squared.
Triumphantly, reaching the end of his goal. Instead, as soon as the guy lit him on fire, he ran around the park, pulled his pants down as the other guy tried to put the fire out on top of him.
Did he survive? Yeah,
I
had some
guess
singed
so.
pubes, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He probably came out with a very nasty 10, but
What?
probably second-degree burns. I suspect.
I feel so.
He's
Actually,
alive?
you know what?
Yeah.
What? I am jealous of any alien that comes to Earth to study the human race because that alien would witness so much stupid shit. No wonder we've got reality TV. It's just nothing cool. We need stuff like that on reality TV.
I'm 100% sure it's been done before. We would be reality TV for aliens. Just humanity would be reality TV.
Simpsons did it. No, South Park did it. South Park did it. Earth.
I feel like a lot of people have done it.
I thought Simpsons did it too.
Yeah,
like the two aliens watched
Absolutely.
us. Yeah, they were laughing at us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet, you. Yeah.
Kane and Kudos or something.
Actually, you get a better view of her breasts from that picture there.
Oh, thanks.
That's okay.
Daily Mail.
Give me the breast.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail, yeah.
They're
fucking hell.
Fucking shit. I hate Daily Mail.
What a waste of a good. Anyway,
I used to use Daily Mail for
wiping my ass.
Updates.
you can't use this website at work. It's just not possible.
You know what? If I had a Daily Mail, I would use it to shit on as opposed to toilet paper because those fuckers. This is Daily Mail Australia. We have an Australian edition of it.
Yep.
Really?
Sure do.
This is what it says at the top of the website. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Daily Mail disgusts me. Like, the caption for one of the images is, she lets her upper body and arms hang free as the car drives down the highway and is seen hitting a lamp post. Thanks for that. I really needed that little brief, summary of the image that I was looking at. Thank you, Daily Mail. You've done it again.
Oh, jeez. Well, with unusual letters, let's finish off with our usual...
I guess so.
Would you rather? Unless there's anything else people would like to add.
No?
Okay, cool.
Hey, how was your day, Lever?
How was your day, Lover?
No, I want to get back to some of these things that we didn't get to discuss. So one of them was,
What?
why did you ask about that achievement thing, Nugsy?
Oh yeah. It was actually a Reddit post. Someone was asking because I mean I feel like myself even to a lesser degree. I feel like you were more of the achievement hunter than I ever was. Just based off of what Shabs used to tell me anyway.
Just another way of saying he's a sad, lonely bastard.
Like
Pretty much.
when you guys were playing Borderlands 2, he used to talk about how you guys would play it, and I'd be like, oh, could I play? And he's like, oh, nah, Leopard just runs ahead and leaves everything behind. Like you wouldn't be able to play with him.
You're talking about
everything.
Borderlands?
Yeah, Borderlands.
Yeah, fat chance you're going to be able to play with me, but we did anyway.
And I was like,
I think I finally bought that game. It was on
Well,
sale.
that was a pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but this is back. I don't know, back when Shabs seemed to think that I wouldn't be able to keep up and stuff. I don't know. It was
You probably couldn't, but you did. So.
probably.
I'm not one of those
I
people.
barely did.
I am not one of those people that will pick up everything on the ground and sell it. I don't give a shit. So I'll use the same shitty weapon until I get something decent. I will not constantly side grade. If that makes sense.
But yeah, the Reddit post was basically, they used to be big on achievement hunting, and it's been a couple of years since, and they wondered if achievement hunting itself was even prevalent. Like because they experienced a drop off. Like they couldn't be bothered to go the same distance as they did before to achieve achievements.
Oh, and they got
So
1,000
then I was-
achievements.
Yeah.
Oh, well, exactly. Like every game has an achievement almost.
I love a game that has achievements and decent ones. I'm actually quite disappointed about the Sonic ones because while there's some nice ones, there's like easy ones that they didn't include, like finish the game with Knuckles, finish the game with Tails, finish the game with this. I will only if I see that, I'm just going to finish it once and I'm done. Give me some replayability, which is what I think is what attracted me to achievements. It would make me replay the game again and again.
Try and perfect it. Try and become a better player.
Yeah.
Same,
And I love that. I love that.
That's the same with Killing Floor. I would never have tried to get to Hell on Earth if I wasn't trying to get those achievements. There's no point. What's the
Absolutely.
point? Just play to enjoy. No, it's playing to win.
Hell on Earth is not enjoyable sometimes.
Oh, fuck no. That's why I stopped. Ruined the game. I'll just play in Suicidal, otherwise.
Every time I think about Killing Floor, I think about Killing Floor 1 when we just used to like fuck around and would you rather and chat. And then 2 happened and it was so crazy that you couldn't even think.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. Conversations were impossible.
This is also something I want to discuss as well after this achievement thing, but I know we're going to finish up very soon.
Okay, what's up?
Speaking of which, I think the first game I ever 100%ed, or at least one of them, was Assassin's Creed 2. I know one of them definitely was Heavy Rain, which was a fantastic game.
Oh, Heavy Rain.
But
Wait, that's the
I
one
don't-
with the missing kid, yeah?
yes,
Mm.
I know there was a
Jason!
Jason,
Sorry.
Jason.
I just love
Yeah.
watching the glitches of that game. It's so good. Sorry, Noxie. Jason! Sorry, Noxie.
It was a really graphic game too. I really loved it. It's such a great game. It got mixed reviews though because it's one of those games that's more because it's heavily quick time prompt heavy, where it like you'll be in the middle of something, it'll say press X, now press
Oh,
square.
I hate that. I hate that. Like Tomb Raider. Not that I ever
which
played
which
Tomb
I
Raider.
completely understand, but it was a very narrative heavy game.
Yeah, you'd be
and-
watching yourself, enjoying it, and it's like, oh, she's got a tits out now. I'm going to play with my willy for a bit. And it's like, hit X now! I'm like, I can't! I've accidentally started eating the popcorn. I'm taking a drink.
Where have they gone?
I've either gotten up to get a tissue or I've started drinking my drink, and it's like, miss the boulder now or forever die. And it's like, now I'm going to go back to a save point.
Which I completely understand, but it was I don't know. I just really liked it. It's a game that's really stuck with me. In fact, I recorded myself doing a voiceover to the
Jason!
the final the credit music. I think I still have it somewhere. Anyway,
That sounds
I think it
so
was-
nerdy. Doing what, voiceover? Like talking or singing?
I was doing a really creepy voice because the credit music was just so menacing, and I was just as it was playing through. I don't know. I have this habit of listening to the credit music and just sitting there through the credits. Sometimes, if it's a game I've really enjoyed, it's kind of like a satisfactory sit back and relax kind of thing.
Was it the intro? I'm trying to find it here. Heavy Rain theme song?
No, it wasn't the theme. It was the credits.
Intro credit music or outro?
Outro. Like I'd finished the game.
Okay, I'm just trying to find it. End game.
Anyway, I could probably link you the recording.
I've got it here.
No, but of me, like, I think I did something like.
Was it Count Dracula again?
No, it was like no one escapes kind of thing.
Oh, that's
really, really menacing. Because it was just.
That's the wait. Let me get this joke in. That's the motto for my basement. Yeah, sorry, Nugsy.
Hello,
Continue.
I called it before I even knew you.
Oh, harsh but fair. Anyway, you were saying, Nugsy?
But it was I think it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Revelations that brought in the multiplayer achievements. And multiplayer achievements kind of killed achievements for me.
Oh, that makes it hard. What? Whose smart aleck idea was it to include that? Especially if you're...
I don't know. See, the thing is that
but it was COD.
Uncharted, I believe, have
Yeah, they have them.
at least
I remember
had
that.
not yeah. But the thing is, not only do they have multiplayer achievements, but they have optional multiplayer achievements. Why not make all the multiplayer achievements optional to begin with?
Yes.
What's the
Why,
point?
I wish
why
that was a
make
thing.
some of them optional?
Yeah.
So you can...
Because
And some of them
that
not.
was I was just impossible for me. Like I had Uncharted 2, and I 100% done with everything, but
It
then I
infuriated
saw
me so
those.
much.
I just couldn't.
Why not?
I
why not?
completely understand.
Why not have 2 awards? So when you finish the solo version, you get the complete 100% achievements for that, and then have...
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. You have 2 different trophies.
That
but
makes
unfortunately,
sense.
the way the
Because
trophy...
it's a solo player game. It's not like a multiplayer
Yes.
game.
Oh, they
Exactly.
It makes
fucked
sense.
up then, didn't...
See, I played multiplayer in one of the multiplayers in Assassin's Creed. It may have been Revelations, and I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't my thing.
Yep. Same
So
deal.
why would I sit there and binge just for a trophy?
Because they want you to play the multiplayer. So I get that.
I
but
know,
It's,
I
it's
get
just
that
like
as
the what's it called? The Tomb Raider. They had the same deal as well.
Yes, yeah.
That prevented me from
Yeah.
100%ing the game because I just didn't care. Like I don't want to go.
Yep.
Boo.
No,
that.
but see, I understand that as well, but for me mentally, I still had to do the single player.
I guess that's the good thing about
But it
Killing
depended
Floor.
on how extreme it was.
Killing Floor, you really had the option, if you really worked hard at it, you could do it solo, or you could do it in a team. For a certain,
Yeah.
with achievements. Like,
Yeah.
But see, Killing Floor
That-
caters to that heavily, though, regardless.
well, it is all team-based, but it is...
Yeah.
I mean, like killing Paddy before he has a chance to heal, you couldn't do that by yourself, I don't think. That would be just impossible. You'd have to do that
Yeah.
as a team. But I'd say everything else is hypothetically possible to do it solo, but easier to do in a team. It's just a shame that other games hadn't followed suit. Bastards.
I mean, it depends on the game for me. Like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed, I can't get out of the single player focus. It's almost like they're taking advantage of the multiplayer aspect. And I think the only or one of the only game devs that managed to do it somewhat okay are Rockstar. Because obviously you have GTA 4 and GTA 5 to work off of, but how would you make GTA or Grand Theft Auto in general a game that has a multiplayer aspect? Because they kind of did it in 3, because you had co-op in 3, but it wasn't until 4 where they brought in the actual multiplayer where you could play with your mates online. Because in GTA 3, it was, I believe it was on the same console. It was like kind of split screen.
Sure, 3.
Oh, sorry, not 3,
Andreas
not
or
3.
something.
San Andreas. It was San Andreas, yeah. My mistake, that was San Andreas. Yeah, you co-opted on San Andreas. You played as what's the guy's name?
Carl.
Is it? He played as his girlfriend anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that when you could two team, like one you could get on the back of the bike and shoot people?
Yeah.
I remember that.
San Andreas, yeah. One of the guys down the street I used to hang out with all the time. We used to play it every now and then.
Carl
Fun
Johnson.
times. Yes. Yes.
Hey, so
Anyway.
I wanted to quickly mention the killing floor.
What?
You were talking about how fast paced it was, which is something that was my biggest issue with the game as well. It's too fast paced for me compared to the
Yeah.
first one.
Someone modded it?
They're slowing it down. I think they're increasing the amount of enemies that come out early waves, but their movement speed is going to be slower.
What about spawning
And-
speed?
I think spawning speed at
Okay.
the beginning will also be a bit quick as well. But they'll move slower, so you'll have more time to react or something. I guess I don't know.
Does it progressively
That's-
get quicker? Do they get faster?
No. It'll be. It's just how it is. So they're just overall they have just slowed the Zed's movement down. So that way, sorry, well not that way, but obviously it's going to be slower. This is going to be in the upcoming patch with the new map and all that.
Whoa, they're really. Whoa, really?
Yeah. Let me repost the link and you can
So-
read it.
So I have a question now, and I believe it's something that I may have read people request anyway, and something I feel like a lot of people want or would like. Why not just have a different game mode?
They do have a different game mode.
One that's fast paced and one that's slower.
It's kind of really. It's because that fast pace, you're
actually-
kind of used to it.
Well, no, I don't. Well, I don't know about that, but sorry, they do have a different game mode. It's called versus survival, but I don't know.
No,
how-
I know that. I
but
know there's a different game mode, but
there
a
is,
different game mode where there's a faster paced one and a
Apparently,
slower
this
paced
patch,
one.
you just reminded me. I think they're going to implement the holdout. Is it holdout? I can't remember. But they're going to implement another mode. I think it's like the objective-based one, like in the first game. I'm pretty
Wait.
sure I read it was coming with this patch, but maybe I was wrong. I'm not too
I
sure.
didn't play the first one as much as you guys. What's that?
You just do a bunch of objectives. So you hold out, you shoot Zeds. They come non-stop until you turn off 5 generators or something, and you move on to the next section.
That.
Same sort of thing.
Oh,
And then
It's
you
like a
get to the boss at the
linear.
end.
It's like a linear.
I get you.
Kind of like
Oh.
Left 4 Dead, if you think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I get you.
Interesting.
I never played that, but I understand.
So all,
You know what?
all I can remember is those zombies with like the bit of tape over the boobs. That's it. Killing Floor
What?
1. The sirens, not sirens. Sorry, the stalkers.
Oh, okay.
They were very revealing in Killing Floor 1, but then they just became black in Killing Floor. Sorry, African American in Killing Floor 2.
You know what I feel like playing now?
Still just as hot though. What?
Left 4 Dead.
Tomb Raider.
No, Left 4 Dead.
I've been wanting to play that for ages, but no one ever wants to play.
Guess what?
I'm up for. You know how the other night you said we should go back and play stuff we haven't played in a while.
Oh,
Why not? With Killing Floor, yeah.
Yeah,
Killing Floor.
make it. Let's make a list of games.
You know what? Let's make a Google Doc.
Yeah, Richard finished the first episode of Life is Strange today.
Oh,
Mm.
I watched that episode, and I know someone who really enjoyed that series, and I was tempted to link it to him, and
Oh.
I know he would hate it so much because Dick Finn is highly critical of that game.
He's harsh. He's harsh but fair, and it's yeah. Well, Dick Pin's only got one agenda, and that is no agenda.
Okay, so how much has Dick Pin played of it so far? Because there's only one episode out so far, right?
No, all the episodes are out now. Episode 5's out. The final episode's out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you only have the first episode, yeah.
No, I bought them all.
Oh, you did. A
there's a
humble
s-
bundle, yeah.
There's a sale, so
Yeah,
I was just like, for $5, why not get the whole thing? Because the first
Wait, you
episode was
completed the game in 5 episodes?
no. I finished the first episode.
Ah, okay, I get you now.
There's 5 episodes in the entire game
Yeah, yeah,
series, and
I
I
know, I
finished the
finished
first
it.
episode.
Oh, it's such a great game.
It is.
You know, I
I'm-
was watching Dick Finn and I was like, Dick Finn, I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna build the shit out of you.
Oh, I watched it. I kind of got bored. Sounds like a shit game.
No. I can understand that,
But because
it
Dick
was-
Pin is commentating, I'll give it a go.
I never saw the appeal of the game. Then I was watching Richard play it, and I was like, this looks pretty good. It's pretty decent.
Actually, I may know someone who would enjoy Dick Pin.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no.
continue.
Who? Wait, is it your mother? Richard, we may have got you another subscriber. Fuck off! No, that wasn't Richard. That was just me doing an impersonation.
Oh, okay. Where is Richard tonight?
He's got tired after he recorded like 2 hours worth of things, and I had to edit. I had to do a big edit of one of his episodes because there's so many boobs.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
Life is Strange.
No. House Simulator
the-
Party. House
okay.
Party Simulator.
Not the honey pops.
No. House
Yeah,
Party Simulator.
that's true. Richard can't get any honey pop tits.
No, he changed it to easy, and it's a lot easier for him. But House Party Simulator, it's 3D boobs. I got to watch it, and my golly, you don't see, but you see everything. It's basically sex simulator. Honey Pop, it's like, oh boy, you
You have to work for it.
you have to tickle your cock for 3 hours, and you only get to see like an anime's like side nipple.
Yeah, just like a still image, right?
I think so. Anyway, we're going off topic a bit.
I can't remember what I was speaking about last. Fuck. But
Who knows?
no,
Who can
it's Life is Strange is
good.
I really liked Life is Strange.
It looks like it's
You
not
know,
Telltale, yeah?
No. I understand where you're coming from,
Oh.
but I feel like Life is Strange does a better job than what Telltale does at their decision making.
I just want to.
Because I've played a lot of Telltale games, and
Don't Telltale like the decisions don't mean anything.
kind of yes. So with Telltale,
Oh no,
as-
sorry, it's
if-
Don't
if-
Nod.
it's Square Enix, isn't it?
That's what I thought too.
Hang on. Don't.
Well, at least
oh,
that's the
no.
publisher.
Publisher's Square Enix. Don't Nod Entertainment is the developer.
Yes. With Telltale, if you can go into Telltale ignoring everything they tell you about the decisions making a difference, it's about the narrative and them telling a story, which is fine. And for the most part, your decisions kind of make a difference in the sense that
It'll change the
the path that you go down is slightly different to the path someone else goes down, and your decision might conflict with something somebody else did differently. So there's kind of a conversation going on there. But the big kind of plot drivers, there's usually one or two big decisions to be made, and most of the time,
Wait, this is Telltale, yeah?
yes, this is Telltale.
Okay, yep.
Most of the time, those two decisions are exactly the same. The only difference is that it's kind of they kind of plaster over. So in the Game of Thrones Telltale game, in the first season, I don't know if they're making a second one. There's a point in the story where you can choose to kill one person or another person. Now, the thing is, it makes no difference whatsoever who you choose to kill off. Everything that happens after that point is exactly the same. The only difference is the character. It's the exact same story, the exact same events
Unfold.
act out. Yeah, unfold. Thank you. The exact same events unfold. The only difference is that there's a different voiceover and the character is different. That's the only difference. Everything else is the exact same. So as long as you go into a Telltale game, knowing that that it's more about the narrative and the storytelling than it is about the decision making, then it's irrelevant. Because Telltale games are and can be enjoyable. The Game of Thrones one was alright. The Guardians of the Galaxy one was absolute horseshit.
Wasn't there a Batman one?
Yes, there was. I've heard that there's mixed reviews on that one though.
And the only one I really have seen is the Walking Dead one.
I believe season 1 and season 2 of The Walking Dead are fantastic. The other really, really good one, and if you really like Borderlands, is Tales of the Borderlands, is phenomenal. That game is one of the reasons why I would love to continue playing Borderlands, but as someone who's already played them, I don't really have anywhere else to go, which makes me really want a third Borderlands, which I believe they're working on anyway.
It's a prequel to the sequel.
Yes, correct.
Oh, well. Very, very interesting.
That was a very long interwebs tangent, but anyway.
We have to. Okay, we're getting.
It's
We
probably
have to.
boring
We
anyway.
have to get to this. This must end. This podcast must end at some point soon.
No!
So we're going to do a very quick. Would you rather? Because there's not
Isn't
enough
this a bit too long?
time.
Yeah, isn't this a bit too long now?
It's about 17 inches long, and any woman would look at that and say, it's too long. Okay. Would you rather... Okay, sorry to really throw this out there, but we've got to get this in. Would you rather fight... I'm guessing fight was missing from this. Fight a bear-sized bee or 1,000 bee-sized bears?
You know, we can just end it here. I think.
You know what? I had a swarm of bees on the side of my house 2 days ago. A swarm, just chilling. They're like buzzing around the windows and going into the cracks in between the bricks. And I was like,
That would scare me.
what were they doing? And then I went out today. I mean, I love bees, to be honest with you. And I went out today, and they were just all gone. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it happened towards the end of the last year. There were, for no reason whatsoever, there was just a massive swarm of bees outside the house, and I thought I don't really want to go out there and kill them.
No.
So I rang, I believe, a local or somewhat local like bee hive people, and I was like, "Hey, there's a bunch of bees here."
Did you lose some bees?
And he was like, "Oh, what are they doing? What's happening?" And I was like, "Oh, this is happening. This is happening." And I went and had a shower, came out, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, there was a bunch of bees at the front. I just like sprayed them all and killed them all."
Oh no!
It was like, so that whole phone call
The bees are on the
was
decline.
pointless.
They make honey.
I was like, "Fucking hell!
They won't even sting
You killed
you.
the bees!"
I've walked in the middle of a bee swarm, like a legitimate bee swarm that happened on the street, a couple of streets away from me. I was walking home, and someone must have thrown a rock at their nest, and they were everywhere. And I mean, like, to the point where, you know, you had to kind of have your eyes squinty because there was just hundreds of them flying in the air. I didn't get stung once. They were just,
Yeah, no, yeah. My
they're fine.
brother's allergic to bees, but the thing is,
Can you eat honey?
no, he's allergic to honey.
I just wanted to know if that was a thing, if there's a chemical from the bee that did
No,
that.
he's not allergic to honey. When we were younger, he used to love peanut butter and honey toast, which is delicious, by the way. Fuck, what was I saying?
He was allergic to.
Ew? No, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he's quite allergic to bees, but bees aren't the ones you have to look out for. Wasps are the ones you have to look out for.
Oh yeah.
Bees will only harm you if you tread on them or you touch them or you like.
Oh man, I picked them up. I don't care. I picked up a
No,
bee.
but if you put pressure on a bee, it'll sting you back because it's a self-defense. But wasps will go after you regardless.
Wasps will just F up your day. They don't care.
Fucking oath they will.
They're like
Bees are like, "Oh, I'm doing my job. Oh, you're hurting me. Sting, sting, sting." Wasps are like, "Well,
like
you're in my way, mate. I'm fucking..."
the
I'm going
insect
for it."
version of ISIS. Too far?
Not far enough.
Okay.
Hitler. There we go.
Oh, jeez. Okay, we're gonna get into this damn Hitler thing right now. Okay, so Hitler didn't actually die at the end of World War II.
Take it easy, everyone.
True.
You know,
This is
enjoy
true.
your
We have
nights,
FBI
days, evenings.
facts stating that he was seen exiting a submarine in Argentina, and that he had lodgings there. Anyway, we run out of time, so we can get into this next week. But this is true. And for anyone who said that it's not, it's obviously come. They got
What if it was Charlie Chaplin?
It wasn't Charlie Chaplin. He was.
How do you know? He
Because
was
there were other officials, Nazi officials, there disembarking from the submarine, and they.
What if there was a lot of short people with bar moustaches?
No, it was.
Moustache.
They went. What?
Moustache.
Nazi officials weren't short, were they? I guess some of them may have been, but then
It was the 30s, 40s.
the end of the beginning. It was 1942. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Apparently, that's a misconception about the past and people being shot. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, but they
Did you know Napoleon wasn't shot? Continue.
they did that. That's also true. They did DNA tests on
Quick,
on the skull fragments of that
Scott
Russia had.
Franklin's all right. See everybody night.
They had the skull, the skull of Hitler, of his body apparently, that was that they found in the bunker,
Hitler.
and Hitler's body, yes. The supposed
I thought
Hitler.
he survived.
No. The one that they think. Okay, obviously there was a body in Hitler's bunker, and they said, yes, this is Hitler. We'll take his body away, or his
Level, why are you quiet?
and they actually did tests, and they discovered the DNA of this skull that was apparently Hitler's skull wasn't actually the DNA of Hitler.
How would they know? DNA wasn't even really a thing back then.
But you can still have DNA and do it. It was recently.
But they don't know.
This was recently.
Nobody knows.
Oh.
So, yeah, but the thing with Hitler is that if they didn't really find a body, because
They did
nobody
find a
can
body.
prove. No, but nobody can prove that because the Russians say they burnt it or something, didn't they?
Well,
So
apparently.
how would they know that the DNA they have is actually Hitler's DNA? So they would be testing incorrect DNA
But this is the only
to
thing.
what they think would be Hitler, so it would be incorrect anyway.
This is the only evidence we're going on to say that we did find Hitler in the bunker.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't
does.
matter. He's
So if it's
dead.
So if
He's
it's the
gone.
only evidence and it's infallible,
Doesn't
there must be other theories out there then.
Screw history. We don't need to learn from it.
Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, we'll probably pick this up again in the next podcast when Hitler's mentioned once more. Thank you all for listening, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming this stream. We've had lows, we've had highs, we've had the craziest of times. But until next time, this is Dead Ed saying goodbye with Nugsy and Arn Wee, who's gone silent for some reason. Probably gone for a pee or something.
Hello.
Hello! Podcast has just started, bro. Just hit record then.
Oh,
Where's Sharps?
And until next time, people, take care, live long, live well, look after yourselves and each other, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye!
Tara.
Enchanté.
Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the Bread Podcast.